Good evening, Council members. India has become a deep police state. Uniformed men entrusted with the care of its citizens are unleashed on millions of Muslims and Christians to kill and subjugate them since May 2014. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who for decades has been groomed by the RSS. But how does this concern Vernon Hills? For starters, Vernon Hills, like many villages, towns, cities in the US, has assumed that platforming benign religious events organized by the HSS is being inclusive, secular, and mindful of the religious sentiments of the Hindu community. Governor J.B. Pittsger, Mayor Laurie Lightfoot, and Vernon Hills President Roger Burns recognized them with proclamations last year. The HSS even roped in the Wheeling Police Department to celebrate the Indian festival Raksha Bandhan. Here, sisters that try the sacred thread around their brother's waist, in this case, the police officers, for protection. The festivities were even conducted in Lincolnshire village with Mayor Brandt. HSS even conducted what it calls a glimpse into Hindu culture in Arlington Heights, Buffalo Grove, and Vernon Hills in April this year. But what is the HSS? As a Hindu living and working here in the US, I'm happy that the community is being recognized. But as a Hindu aware of the antecedents of the HSS, my heart, along with million others, sink at the way HSS, the international wing of the RSS, a saffron militant terror group in India, is being platformed here on various occasions with very little awareness of what it really represents. The founder members of the RSS and HSS were heavily inspired by Hitler and represent Hindus as much or as little as the KKK represent the Christians here. HSS, like RSS, has appropriated centuries-old Hindu culture to further their own diabolical agenda. RSS has been for a century dreaming of India being a Hindu theological state. It has been a key player in many violent pogroms, killing thousands of Muslims and Christians over the years. With an RSS man now leading India, Hindu right-wing groups in India and the US have been activated to make this dream of a very non-secular Hindu state a reality. Hence the charade of celebrating festivals with the local police and government officials at a time when democracy in India is being crushed under the police boot. HSS, while seeking recognition from politicians like Congressman Brad Schneider, do not obviously reveal their violent antecedents which stays under cover of these celebrations. Particularly troubling is the endorsement of Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy to these organizations which fund and support him, ignoring the violent history of this organization and the destruction they have wrought in India. I would like this council to be more careful while platforming an organization like HSS. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input.
Wait, can I ask a few questions about that? Yes, yeah. So this is regarding the event that they had at Sullivan Center recently?
Yes, they have been continuously having events. They had last month, they had...
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Into the...
last month they had something called Darshana, and then they had the yoga this month and yoga events, and then they also have Raksha Bandhan, you know, tying Rakhi, the threads to the police officers. The thing is, this is to cover up their violence in India, and because there's a lot of attention now on Hindutva. Actually, they do not represent Hindus, but this is a terror outfit called the Hindutva, which is doing all these functions to...
Is this organization thought of, or is the RSS thought of by the American government as a terrorist organization?
No, it has not. It has not even been done by the Indian organization, but there are several reports by the US Home Department on the activities of RSS and the present BJP government in India. So there are many reports, but officially it's not been, and we are trying to get the US government to do it. There are several reports, like how there is minority intolerance in India right now. There are several reports on that by the US Home Department. But yes, there is no recognition of them as a terror outfit yet. Probably they are waiting for the Indian government to do it, but the Indian government won't do it because the Indian government is run by the RSS. And HSS here is part of that, so.
Okay. Yeah, I attended that event, and I thought it was a very nice event, and I learned a lot about Hindu culture.
Yes, but
I'm
you know, see,
disappointed to hear.
the local Hindus themselves are being brainwashed into supporting that outfit. They think even the Hindus here, they are not exactly following politics back home.
Sure.
So they think they are also part of, like, you know, oh, showing the good part of India,
Sure.
good part of the Hindu religion, but no, they do not represent us. They have, I am a Hindu, but, you know, I cannot be part of their celebrations. But clearly, you know, they have misappropriated everything that Hinduism stands for, including yoga. Yoga is a, like, you know, centuries old practice, but the way these guys parade it as if it's their own creation. And it's a very sad thing that's happening, and this has happened only from 2016 onwards. They've intensified, and especially after 2019, it has really intensified. They have been here. They have been here for last 20, 30, 40 years, but they were never as active as they have become in the last 4, 5 years. So this is a clear attempt to not only misguide the Indians here, but also the Americans here, and that's a very sad thing to do.
Okay. Well, thank you for your input. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.